the cost of pain and how healing your hurt helps you progress and move forward. Hi, Will Perry here. Welcome to the daily conversation, keeping the conversation alive. Hope you're well. So the cost of pain, it might sound like an obvious one. What's the cost of pain? But we don't often see it like that. So maybe what you want to achieve in your future, which is behind me, but your past is behind you, so your future is ahead of you as you're looking at this. That makes sense. What you want, it's why is it so difficult to achieve? Why do you end up going around in circles? If you do, presuming you do, if you're watching this, presumably you're one of those people that goes around in circles, that maybe you already know you have low self-esteem, but this propensity to go around in circles and repeat patterns, and it's like whether it be in relationships, whether it's kind of money, health, or anxiety, depression, all these different things that I talk about, and I guess I could bring up this sort of generation trapped, all these different things, feeling worthy, all these things where the patterns where we go round and round and round in circles. Why is it so difficult to achieve? And I've said in a previous one this week that kind of the map is the territory, and change disrupts your belief system, and your belief system is like the map, but it's underpinned with so many different things. It's hugely complex. I love the analogy of the map is not the territory. It's not real. It's just your understanding, your perception of the world. It's not reality. So you could look at a map and go, follow the road and say, oh, that tree wasn't on the map, or that, anyway, you get my point. But changing something, the change that I'm talking about, that helps you move away from your pain, that helps you move forward to what you want to achieve. That change disrupts your map, disrupts your whole belief system. Maybe not so much, maybe quite a lot, maybe entirely. And it pulls up shutters and borders, and yes, it's expressing, oh, the shutter's gone down. Nothing to see here. Boom. It's a great saying, isn't it? The shutters are down, meaning somebody's closed off to the emotions. They're not accessing. They're not playing that game. They're not accessible anymore. They're not open to the conversation. So change can, not always, but can disrupt your beliefs. No, if you're working on deep change, it's going to disrupt your belief systems, and that can fire up lots of mechanisms to hold the belief system in place, the existing belief system in place, and resist you changing it. But you can't see it. So it would be great if you could see all this stuff and go, I know, I need to change that bit, move it there, then that bit reflects on top, and then I can achieve what I want. Simple. Doesn't work like that. So you can't see this stuff because this is in our perception, in our brain. And the brain is like a city. That's an analogy. It's so complex. It's like the workings of a big city. Getting to know your way around that city would be pretty complex, but it's complex on the macro level, on the big scheme of things, how the city interacts with other kind of systems, but and ecosystems and all international, but also on the micro level, how a person working within that city can have an impact. And then you can get into all sorts of different things, the butterfly effect and everything. But so it's complex on every level. The brain is the most complex thing we know, you can be really motivated. You can really set yourself clearly up on things. I used to go to motivational events and see people on the circuits of self-development going to motivational events being really fired up for change, because it's not fired up for fired up's sake, it's fired up to change. And motivation is like a goal. And motivation could be an emotion. But motivation is like a goal you want to get to. An emotion is, or the emotions that you have help you achieve your goal. Unless they've got bungee straps attached to them. This is an analogy, I think Emma came up with it. Emma, that's you. That in the group we had, the group call that we had just at the weekend just gone. So bungee straps, those games, when you have bungee strap challenges on inflatable things at fairs and events or whatever, you've got to run as far or get as far as you can, but because you've got a bungee strap, it's stretching, and then takes you back. Those are kind of like the belief system ones, the negative beliefs. They're going to hold you back. So if you're setting positive, motivations, which some of them can be positive goals, motivational goals. Some of them motivations could be emotions, but generally emotions are the things that help get you there and achieve your motivational goals. Then, if you've got emotions that are going to help you get there, but the emotions have got bungee cords, bungee cords or straps that are going to pull it, you're not going to achieve your goal. So this is a really complicated thing. So why am I using the analogy of emotions having the bungee cords? Well, obviously then what we need to do is cut the bungee cords from the emotion. And the analogy I'm using is it's like the emotions are negative and they keep, it's difficult to move them, difficult to move the beliefs because they're tied in with belief system. So you need to free the emotions, cut the bungee cord. But to do that, you need to have that understanding of this complex system. This is a city of your brain. And how to access it, how to find it, how to then change it so that it doesn't have this bungee cord. You keep slapping back and pulling you back and holding you from achieving your motivational goals. Does this make sense? And actually cutting the bungees would enable the emotion, the positive emotion, the overcoming, all those emotions to achieve your goal and to guide you in the direction that you want to go in. Would it not? That would be a cool thing. So how do you cut the bungee cord? How do you cut the cord from your negative emotions? So you need to free your emotions. You need to free them to be able to guide you in a positive way towards your goals. And that takes all the understanding, that takes all the work to find and navigate your way through the city that is your brain. So my invitation to you, and that's not something I can just give you here and now, that's all these conversations put together, I think, and my course and my, on the 3 different levels, that's the complex nature of trying to change yourself for good, and that's why I see this kind of curve of reaction to external events or motivational stuff and interventions, and you think, wow, look at the change in somebody when they're full of change. Yet look at them a few months later, see if it's endured. Because most often I see that people haven't been able to maintain that motivation, that level of excitement, and it's like, right, what's going on? What's going deeper? And it's like that bungee cords pulling them back. And it's the pain from the past, so how to overcome that pain, how to, what's the cost of that pain? Then you can start measuring, what are you not achieving? What are you doing repeatedly? What are you going around in circles doing, trying to achieve? What's the cost of not achieving that to you? And you can put, costs on that. You can associate costs to that quite easily. What did you want to do? What difference would that make to you financially? What difference would that make to you emotionally? What difference would that make to your relationships? What difference would that make to your kids? What, to their lives, their perceptions, their map of the world, their belief systems that underpin that they get from you and your belief systems? And it's like, holy moly, this is big stuff. It's not just, I'd own another $3,000. I don't know why that accent came out, but yeah, or 100,000 or a million. I'll be able to achieve my goals of, it's so much more than that, is it not? But it's hugely complex, and I think that's fascinating. Hugely fascinating, way over my head. Yet the system that I've created, I'm a very pragmatic person. I like change that you can see. That on the call that we had on the group call that we had this weekend just gone, it's lovely to see all the different ways that the change is happening and impacting lives. In terms of actions moving forward, and rather than being held back and boing, oh, there it goes again. I tried and I failed. It's actually, pushing forward beyond that. And there's still obstacles and hurdles to overcome, but you're not got that bungee cord holding you in place in such a fixed way that it's so frustrating. And maybe you know that. And please let me know if you can relate to this. So my invitation to you is to recognize your emotions. Recognize your emotions, because it's the cost of pain, and how healing the actual pain, the hurt, just releases you, frees you to go forward. And how you do that is by cutting these negative beliefs, these emotions. So recognize your emotions first, and by all means take the test if that's helpful to you, to know that you're actually, this is relating to you, that it's this propensity for negative emotions, this is all entirely in what it is entirely, this is the stuff. Take the test. I find it very useful for identifying and relating to this issue. So take the test, share this if you think this will relate to somebody else, or somebody else will relate to this also. So see where you get stuck, what these patterns are in your life, where you get stuck, whether it's relationships, in family life, in money, in terms of your own health, where you get stuck, where you're going around in circles, not being able to move forward and achieve your motivating goals, because your emotions don't support you on that journey. You keep getting held back or stuck, or the negativity overcomes. So let me know, and I do this on 3 different levels financially, like a business, but I'm not saying come and join me. I'm saying engage in the conversation. That's the whole point of this, because lots of people won't be able to pay to engage my services, but there's loads of other services. But once you identify what it is, there's lots of different services that help on different levels of this stuff. Yeah. So and they might help all to a varying degree, and I'm not saying mine is the one that does everything at all, but I've stuck at this level. I've identified that these are the things that help people cut the cords and move forward, rather than keep repeating and guess what, guess who has repeated those patterns for so long it hurts, and cost me so much. So the cost of pain, that's why I become so fascinated with it, because I suffered from this. And it's coming out of that I find so fascinating. Well, identifying it and coming out of it, and then it's like, oh, just a minute, I've come out of it, I can help other people come out of it. So I've been fascinated with that for 13 or more years. So that's a good fascination, and I've amassed this knowledge. So that's I've got 3 different levels where I help people on that financially, but as in for a paid service. But there's keeping the conversation live and connecting. You can connect with me on this. I can't give you all the raft of services for free, but just sometimes having a tweak of a question, something fed back to you, it's like point you in a direction to go and explore, research, or do the work yourself if you can't afford to have somebody do it with you. Then it's like, oh, this can start to open up the realization for you that can ultimately enable you to be able to move forward, which is a good thing, is it not? So please get in contact, connect with me, ask me a question. I hope this is useful. Many thanks. Speak to you soon, and hope you have an awesome rest of the day. Bye-bye.